we go. Here we are. Oh no, it doesn't look like the sound's working. Oh, yep, it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm used to it not working, so I figured that that would be the case. So, but that's not the case. That is the case. So here we go. Who knows, right?
Nope.
Who knows? What's going on, guys? How are y'all? Welcome back to the Friday Night Try. It's a little bit later than usual, but we're here and we're ready to rock and roll as we always like to rock and roll. Do you like to rock and roll, Jimbo, or what?
Later than usual. I feel like we do normally start around this time.
I think so. I think it is actually pretty. This is pretty standard timing for the Friday Night Try.
And I do like to rock and roll. To answer your question,
Where do you like to rock and roll to?
Too much.
Where do you rock and roll to?
Well, I don't physically rock and roll. You know what I mean?
I like rocking and rolling.
Like rocking and then rolling.
Where are you rolling to, though, brother? Where are you rolling to? Get your rolls in, man.
I don't know.
Have you been rolling? Have you been practicing your wrestling rolls?
I have.
I have too. I practice them sometimes.
From time to time. I think. Hey, real quick.
What up?
That box is there. Is that a?
Oh.
I don't know.
Oh. I should be able to get that off real quick. Let me see.
Just checking. Hang on, guys. We're never prepared, but that's okay. If you don't like it, I got 2 words for you.
Yeah. Let me. I might disconnect the camera real quick.
Bye-bye.
Reconnect it. Now you're back. There we go.
One nipple is hard and one's not.
There you go.
So
Oh, the square's still there, though. All right, I'm going to have to... Oh, man, I wish I would have saw that beforehand. Damn. What do we do? What do we do? Because I don't know what that is, and I don't know why that's there. I don't want to mess anything up, but, like... Can you watch it on my screen and then tell me if it goes away?
Yep. It's gone. Well, now everything's gone. Nope, it's back. We're good. The video's back. Because it went black. No, it's gone.
The square's gone?
The square is gone.
Okay, cool.
But then the whole video went. And then I was like, no, it's all gone. And then it came back and I was like, yeah, it's back.
Okay,
not
we're
the square,
good.
but the video.
All right. Hey, Friday Night Try, guys.
Yeah, that's why it's called a try.
It's a try.
We're picked
trying.
that name very strategically.
100%.
What do we
Our marketing team stayed up late
Endlessly.
hours working on this, and we were just
you know what? These motherfuckers are just going to try.
Exactly. You were right, Ronald Dulka. Let us rock and roll. And Ryan told me to check out his profile picture. And so while Jimbo's off doing his thing, oh, yeah, that's a good idea. See, yeah, man, you know, I was thinking about everything else, but I forgot all about that. All right, Ryan, I'm going to try to go to your thing. All right, now I'm going to look at your thing, and now it's you flipping off somebody. That's cool, man. That's an awesome picture. That's cool. Good picture. Right on. So we're here at our Friday Night Try. And how has your week been, Jim for the bros?
A lot better. I look better.
See, we figured it out. Now, see, the problem is I have to fix my lighting a little bit.
A little bit because I turned the other one off.
Yeah, that's all. I'll turn it down a little bit. Oh.
Is that better? Is that good?
It's way better. You even look better, too.
I'm going to wait to see.
How do you even look better,
what
though?
it really
That's
looks
bull
like.
crap.
Ron,
I
I can look good sometimes, too, Ron.
All right, there we go. Yeah, but, I mean, let's just be real.
Yeah, no, I can look good sometimes, too, damn it.
It's still real to me, damn it.
No, my week is good. I've had a very good week. A very strong, positive start to my week as well.
Yeah.
So, I went in, just are we letting the cat out of the bag?
And Laura Spangler said if there is ever, just real quick, back to our technical difficulties that we always have. Laura said, if there is ever a Friday night that goes very smoothly, that won't be cool. She's right.
Yeah,
she's 100%
We're not going
right.
to sell out and start getting better production and notes and formats and
exactly.
all that fancy shit that real podcasts have.
So back to what we were saying. We will let the cat out of the bag. Not like
was
specifics,
the cat ever in the bag?
But no, not really, because even the conversations that we've had, You may not give a fuck, but it's very important to me, and it's close to my heart.
No, I didn't say that. I said nobody gives a fuck about my cat in the bag. They're like, oh, he's doing that? Oh, okay, that's cool.
No,
I didn't know he wasn't doing it, or he would do it.
Like Jimmy and I became friends. Let's just preface it. A little bit of a history,
context.
a little bit of context, a little bit of history. Jimbo and I have been friends for 11 or 12 years now. How long have we been friends? A long time.
Actually, dude, honestly, I think it's been like 13 or 14.
It might be 14.
Because I knew of you. We had passed each other. We had been around each other.
Right.
Before I knew Bob and them.
Mm-hmm.
And I met Bob and them in like 2007 or 8. So
It's crazy.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
I thought you were. So I
That's
moved
12
up.
Yep.
Yep.
So maybe a 13
It
to
might be
14,
13 to
maybe.
14 years. Yep. I think it was like 2 years before you met Bob, because there was a little bit of time in between where I last saw you in Hagerstown. So I moved up here straight out of high school. I moved up to Maryland, and I didn't really have anything going for me. And I talked to my aunt, our Aunt Rhonda. She's everybody's aunt.
The one
now.
and only aunt.
The one, everybody's the one and
aunt.
only aunt, the Aunt Rhonda. And she was like, hey, you can come up here. I can help you out. I'll help you go to school and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I'll go to school.
She's
But
a good sister.
we had different ideas of what the schooling I would be doing was.
Yeah.
My schooling was wrestling schooling. She was thinking I was going to college. And I did go to college for a little bit. I did a little bit of community college, but I was like, this is boring. I don't want to do it. I can do some sales jobs and figure out what I want to do.
Right.
So I started wrestling around, and I started getting bookings all over the place. And one of the most consistent bookings back then, which was great for experience, now looking back on it, was Hagerstown over there at
Now to pause, so I can come in.
Yep.
So Hagerstown.
Yep.
Up there at was NWAP or
NWL.
NWL.
Something like that. It was a couple of
the
they had
National Wrestling
They were the
League.
same league, but they had like a couple different names.
So he was doing that, and then when I was about 17, because I think my parents had to sign a waiver.
Yep.
So I do remember that. So I know I wasn't 18 yet. I started wanting to wrestle, and I didn't know very much who to go to. I went to a EWA thing because they used to
Eastern
hold
Wrestling Alliance or
something like that. It was
Something like that.
closer, obviously, than Hagerstown. They held free tryouts or something. I got in there and rolled around, but I don't know. I was already in at Rambo's, I guess you could say. I was already in up there in Hagerstown, so I just kept doing that.
Right.
And then at some of the shows is when I would see you because you would get bookings. You didn't train there with us, at least not when I was there.
I would get bookings there because I would come in and wrestle.
Yeah.
And I think they either did like a show, like a home show in their, kind of like everybody does like a weekly show now.
Yeah.
But they were doing it way back then every single week. And it was like every Saturday or every Friday.
We did 2. So we did, well, it wasn't we didn't have a show every weekend, but most weekends. But I think it was Tuesday nights. It was like our training show.
Yeah.
So they would just let random people in.
Because me and Larry would come up and we would get
we'd
booked
hold
on it
like
and we would wrestle.
matches or whatever.
Yep. Which is always fun.
Yeah. Yeah, looking back on it, it was something.
It was something. It was
During
fun
the time,
though.
That's all I knew.
Right.
That was wrestling.
And
to
you're
me.
in the wrestling business,
That
and
was
that's all that
wrestling to me,
matters.
yep.
Is like it's cool. I'm just here, and I'm able to do it.
Yep.
Doesn't matter how bad the training is, or how lack thereof, or whatever the case.
Yeah,
may be.
and again, and you know, not saying that it was the shits or anything. It's just we all have. So they're just it's kind of like buying TVs. You know what I mean? Like it's all going to be the same thing, but it's just different levels of like some is not going to be as good as
some are going to
others.
have a more clear picture than others, basically. And
so you were up there doing
but we were up there doing shows, and I met you up there a long time ago, back when we were very young. And then cut to a little bit later than that, I thought you were a Hagerstown person, and then I ran into you at Walmart. I think it was the Walmart up here, up the road. And then me and you were talking, and we were like, yeah, man, fucking wrestling. And we were just somehow like we
because you were talking about Florida, because wasn't that had you gone to Florida yet, or were you?
I don't remember if it was before or after. I think it was before, like right before I went back to Florida. So I moved up here from Florida, and then I moved back to Florida because I got signed.
Because you got signed to
I went down there to wrestle. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it might have been that time. I can't necessarily.
Because I remember you talking about Florida.
That might have been it.
I can't remember.
Right. It had to.
Shit,
it feels
but
like
I
it was
just
a long
remember you
time.
talking
Yeah,
about
it feels like it was a long time ago. So.
But I don't know if it was talking about it after or before. I mean, you may have been saying you're going. You may have been saying you just got back. Right. I feel like it was your leaving. I feel like that's what it was. Actually, you know what? That is what it was. You were, because we were talking about, oh, man, yeah, man, but, you know, I'm going to be leaving, but I'm going to come back and visit. I'm going to come back and blah, 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 stuff like that. Right. So I think it was before that.
Right.
So you were going to Florida. Then you went to Florida, and nobody ever saw you again.
I was gone forever.
Then he was gone. But, so then you went to Florida, and I was just like, to me, it was like, all right, it's just a guy passing in the wind. Like, yep. I knew him a little bit, but we were never friends, but we knew. When did we was it then that we found out that we had like mutual friends through Bob and them?
I think it was, yeah.
So I think that's it. So then it was just, all right, now Ron's gone, you know, but Bob and them knew you better. So I would just hear Bob.
Because I was really good friends with Larry down there, and Larry was my friend. You guys would, if you go to my YouTube page, Paul Jordane, make sure that you subscribe. I'm at 193 subscribers. I'd like to get to 200 by the end of the month. If you guys could help me out with that, that would be amazing.
Just create a bunch of fake accounts
and then just give us some follows, guys. Just give us some follows. We need as many follows as we can get. And so where was I? What was I saying? Because I was multitasking.
You were talking about you knew Larry and them.
Yeah, so I knew Larry and them, and then Larry introduced me to Bob and Rick, who is our SVR family now. That's how we all came together. Because we had our mutual friend. Larry and I met at wrestling training. So we were training at the same place, and then we became friends because, you know, you find somebody in the class that you connect with, and that type of stuff. So we kept going, and then we hit the roads together for a while, and then I got signed. I went down there, and then I got fired, and then I got released from I got future endeavored.
You got future endeavored. That's the worst. Just say I got fired.
I got fired on a Thursday, and then that Saturday, or was it a Friday? It might have been a Friday, actually. I got fired that Friday, and then like whenever they were telling me, they were like, "Hey, we got to release you," and I was like, "Okay, can I wrestle now? Like, am I able to wrestle now?" And they were like, "Yeah, you can go wrestle now. We're still going to pay you for 2 months, but you can wrestle. You can do the indies. That's cool." And the very next night, I was on an indie show. I was rocking and rolling. I never stopped.
Yeah, you never stopped. So that's where I stayed at Rambo's for a couple years. I don't remember exactly how long, but I stayed there for a little bit, and then I decided to just go ahead and just hop out, do my own thing. I was I'm not using anything as a crutch or an excuse, but I just had some family issues, and I was moving around a bunch, and
personally,
I ended up the first time I left.
And Laura said, "Thank you guys for letting us in on this part of your lives." Hey, that's
I mean, this
is
our
episode number 10. We're getting our Friday try number 10. So you guys are going to be getting to know us a lot more.
Because
so
at the end of these stories is like I'm not going to say the big reveal, but it's all going to make sense. You know what I'm saying, right? Like it's all going to. We're setting up right now.
The main motivation for everything that we're doing now with the SVR. Even which is Spitting Venom Radio. If you go to our YouTube page I'm a whore for everything. Fine. If you go to our YouTube page on Spitting Venom Radio, you guys can go there and then you'll check it out, and it'll be wonderful. If you can give us a subscribe on there, we're trying to get to 100, and that one's just been a slow grower. 200. That's been a slow grower. No, 200 for me. 100 for the SVR page. The SVR page has more views because we cover like a vast array of different subjects and stuff, but like. We haven't gained the subscribers, but that's because we weren't as consistent as we are now. Now we've been consistent for 10 straight weeks, which is, which is huge.
This is what we do.
This is part of the empire that we've been talking about. We want to keep. You got to be consistent, and you have to keep building, and it has to start somewhere.
Yeah, it always has to start somewhere.
It has to start somewhere.
And nothing is ever just boom. There it is. Yep. Like a lot of people may think it is because they don't see the history. So that's kind of what this is too. So I left Hagerstown first because my parents at the time They are now divorced. Well, it was my mom and my stepfather.
What's up, Darnell? We're going back a little bit. We're going back a little bit about our personal histories with each other and how we met each other. And of course, it's a lot of wrestling based stuff. So we just want to kind of tell everybody how it's going. And then Philip Stamper's going back to what we were saying. He said consistency, and you damn right, Philip. That's what it's about, brother. And I've been seeing your lives too, brother. We got to support each other. But anyway, we'll go back. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I was having they were having some issues, and home life was a little dicey. So I was talking to a buddy of mine who lived in Pensacola, Florida at the time. And he was like
Small
my
world.
South
That's
Carolina
close to my stomping
childhood
grounds.
friend.
Yep.
So he had moved with a sister down there, and they had a big house. Not a big house, but it was just him, his sister, and his sister's boyfriend. And they had a couple of extra rooms. So they needed help with rent and stuff. And I was like, hey, you know what? I was like, my home life right now is not too great. I need to get the fuck out of here. So I packed up. I talked to my mom and them. I said, hey, I'm going to go to Florida for a little bit. You know, I don't know how long, but I'm just going to go for a little bit. So I left.
You lived in Pensacola?
I lived in Pensacola for about almost a year.
Huh.
So hang on. So I'm getting to there's more.
Okay.
So I lived in Pensacola. It's funny because you were in what, Tampa?
Tampa.
Okay,
yeah.
I was going to say, but it
I
was
up
around
in-
that time.
Yeah, but I was
It
up
was
in
around
Northwest
that
Florida
time.
all the time because my hometown.
Isn't that crazy? We
Yeah,
could have bumped into each other.
That's ridiculous.
It was probably around that same because you were already gone when I went down there.
Yep.
So, anyways, ended up coming back up here almost a year later, and I went back to Hagerstown for a few months. Then my best friend hit me up and said, "Hey, he's moving to Panama City." And talk about how great it was, and he missed me because we had we were just like best friends, man. We were just bros. We had such a deep, we got each other, man, more than any of my other friends. Like me and that sucker, man, and like his name is Eddie, so he watches our stuff sometimes. So if he ever sees this, eat my ass. But That's how we say we love each
I thought
other.
You were gonna say fuck you, but you
Eat
went
my
with
ass,
the Jimmy.
fuck it.
You went with
I
the
went with the
Jimmy
Jimmy
thing.
thing. But it's the thing.
Yeah,
and
well,
he and I at this point now we have that kind of friendship where we can go a year without talking, and the first time one of us goes, "Hey, what's up, man?" We're like, "Hey, what's up, motherfucker?" And it's like we never stop.
Yeah,
so, anyways,
exactly. Yep. I have a couple friends like that.
Right. So, try to make a long story short. Too late, as Cornette would say. I went down to Panama City, and I lived in Panama City for about 7 or 8 months.
That's even closer.
Yeah, so I went down to Panama City.
Like a satellite. We've been satelliting around each other. You know?
I know.
It's like the solar system. They're there, but they're not there.
Yeah.
They're there.
So then I ended up moving back up here again. I came back about 7 or 8 months later, and I just didn't go back to wrestling at that time. I came up, and I was more focused on. I think I had went back to Walmart, and I got like a manager position. I met some friends, and just shit like that, and it just kind of fell back into just a normal groove. I wasn't paying attention to wrestling. I wasn't like when it came to me doing it. And then about 2015, I had ran into. I was at a gym. I was at a gym in Timonium, and I had ran into another mutual friend of ours who we've wrestled with, Napalm. Derek.
Yep.
And I had known Napalm from Hagerstown.
Yeah, me too.
I remember one time we were going to do a show somewhere in like West Virginia, some fucking where. And I was out, and I was riding by myself, and I was driving up, and I was coming up. I saw a bunch of smoke and a car on the side of the road. So what the fuck's going on? I get a little bit closer. I see some big jack fucking brother out there, and I'm like, that's Napalm. So I was like, of course, me being a good brother, I had to fucking, I whipped the car over.
Yep.
I was like, bro, what the fuck's going on, man? He's like, my fucking shit blew, man. God damn, I'm going to miss the show. But I was like, dude, I'm going. Let's go. He left the car there, hopped in the car, and we went up. And that was the same night.
We've definitely done that.
I was in the Battle Royal, and Napalm came over, and he called for a DDT. We were on the apron. I don't know if he's ever going to actually remember this. I remember because it would have the pain.
Right.
But he called for a DDT, and so we go, and we're right on the apron, and he just just fucking drops me. And my dumb ass, I don't know how this happened, I bit my tongue.
Oh.
And I bit it hard. And I thought
worst.
in that moment this is all the same day. Same day I picked him up, and I thought, I mean, it was just all over the place.
Oh.
Boom, I get fucking, tossed, and then I fucking go to the back, and I'm in the bathroom, and I'm just looking at it. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was, but it was just constant blood.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a fun day. But anyways,
And Laura said you can tell this story means a lot to Jimmy because he isn't drinking.
Laura, what? Are you kidding me? What is this?
It's called Drink Beer and Raise Hell. Oh
hell yeah! So how does speaking of Hell Yeah, the band Hell Yeah, life's too short to be sober, be drunk with power. I don't know, something like that. But anyways, so I was at a gym, and I just bumped. He was working out at the same gym. And it was, oh, hey, man.
So random.
What's up, dude?
Yeah,
Random
it's
how
one of
the
those
universe
connections.
works,
Yep.
man, right?
It is. It really is.
So he comes up to me. He's like, oh, Jimmy. I was like, oh, dude, Napalm, what's up, man? And so, we started shooting the shit. Then he goes, hey, man, I want you to meet somebody. Sean Cradle was there. Now, we know Sean Cradle from I'm not going to, I don't know. We know him from a company.
Right.
So
around the Maryland area. Right. We don't
because of where this is going to end up going eventually. I'm just not going to name names.
Right.
That's all it is.
Right.
But anyways, Sean Cradle, I'm still good with him. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
So
everybody's like great
he
guy. We
introduced
haven't had
me.
any bad experiences
Right.
with everything. We just don't like putting out too much stuff because
Yeah.
it's more based on
It's on us and
it's
our
not
experiences.
about,
It's not about burying
exterior
anybody.
stuff.
It's not about burying companies.
No,
so
but it's
I'm not
about-
naming names.
It's not even about stories about anybody either. It's about our
Yeah, it's
stories.
just
So that's
our
why we're keeping
experiences.
our story.
But
with
this
us.
is how I got back into wrestling.
We don't want it to be too localized.
Right. But this is how I got back into wrestling, right? So he wanted to introduce me to Sean Cradle, and I met him. I was like, hey, man, what's going on? Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And he was like, hey. He was like, I think I've seen you, or something like that.
Right.
And,
You look familiar.
So he
probably
goes,
did. He probably
we're
seen
doing, it was their biggest show of the year, and it was out in Dundalk. And he said, we need some extra. This was before the school got started. And he was
You smell your burp. What does it smell like?
chicken.
French onion?
Chicken.
Chicken what?
I ate chicken.
What
Just
kind
chicken.
of chicken?
From
is it,
Panda Express.
I was about to say, is it Panda Express
I got
chicken?
the big box
I
of
still haven't
chicken,
went
no
there
sauce,
yet.
no
Oh.
sauce. Ate the whole fucking
Oh,
thing.
I gotta get the Panda. We gotta talk about that in a little bit too.
But
the
anyways.
Panda Express chicken box.
So, he goes, hey man, we need some extra security. He's like, if you want to get in, man, like that's like the quickest way to do it is help us out. So
That's in everything. That's in
it's
everything.
everything.
That's why there's unpaid work in so many different things, because you have to go there and you have to learn and get experience with that specific job. And then, hey man, all right, we'll give you an opportunity. Here's a shot.
So, we exchanged numbers. I think, yeah. So, because I remember texting him, he sent me the address to the building, and I went, and I showed up. I texted him I was there. I didn't know who the fuck I was seeing or what was going on. I ran into Napalm again because he was booked. I ran into a couple of people I've seen over the years here and there. But again, this was like the place to be if you wanted to be in wrestling in this state.
Yeah.
And I was
exactly.
backstage. Randomly, I found myself backstage, and I'm like, how the fuck did this happen?
Put myself
Then
in
they
this
put me
position.
inside the cage. Now, inside the cage, for a lot
inside,
that doesn't know, is when you're doing security, they set chairs up on the inside of the ring area, like where the floor, like where the mats are on the floor, where it's on the other side of the barricade.
Right.
And so we call that inside the cage. So I was sitting in there, and they were telling me, okay, just sit there, make sure nobody gets crazy, and then in between every match, jump up and wipe down the ropes.
Right.
So
Right.
I'm in front of these people, and
That's always
nobody
helps, too,
knows
is having
anybody.
dry
Yeah.
ropes, because The ropes they
Yeah.
always just get so sweaty and nasty.
Yeah, they do. So that's what I did though. And I remember the first time I had to hit the ring and get up there, I was so worried I was going to fall or something, or I was going to, something like that. Because this ring just looks so much bigger than the other rings that I was used to being in years before that. So, but I did it. I thought, man, this is crazy. Like, I'm here. Show got finished with. I'm kind of standing around. Everybody's just going by me, doing shit. And I'm like, I don't know what to do. I texted Cradle, but I didn't hear back from him at that moment. And I get it because it's after show. He's probably busy or something.
Busy. Yeah. That's
And I left. I said, hey, man, they look like they got it. I didn't know what to do. And I'd never, I didn't know what to do. So I'd never been there before. So I just left. And he goes, oh, yeah, well, I can't remember what he said after that. But he told me I should have stuck around so I could meet some of the people. But that's okay, blah, 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 or whatever. I was like, all right. And didn't really hear too much after that. Didn't really, about maybe a year later, because that was 2014. So I think it was like a year later I'd found out about the school
Right.
opening up. And I went to a show they had at Michael's Fifth Avenue or whatever in Glen Burnie. There was a building they used to run out of all the time. And I went up there. I had just signed up and everything. And I went there just as a fan. I helped out where I could, but I ran up to him and I said, hey, man, just want to let you know in a couple of weeks I'm starting. He's, oh, that's great, man. Finally good to have you. Finally good to have you, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, man, I'm fucking pumped, whatever. And then we can dive into that run, if you will, after that. But so that's where 2015-ish is where that's how I got into the doors of my last place. And I don't know what you were doing around between 13 and 15. Because we obviously met again.
Because I came back up here and we were doing SVR up here for a while too. But we were doing SVR right before you started back into training, was it? Mm-hmm. And then once you started going back, we were still doing it. But then I had my personal stuff. Then I had a lot of my personal stuff I had to deal with. So then I kind of backed off and wasn't doing the podcast as much, but I was still wrestling as much as I could in Maryland, and then throughout everywhere really, Florida, Alabama, Pennsylvania, like all
you were doing a bunch
of all the little spots that I always tried to hit up and keep it moving. But yeah, so then you did that, and then you had your training experiences, and then you had a bunch of like minor like missteps, and you were trying to figure it out. And then like you had your band. When did you start your band?
Yeah, so during the training experiences, it was kind of touch and go. I had my own experiences. I had my own challenges in that. And I handled them. I handled them the way I did. Some might not agree with it, but it's just what we all do.
But it's a learning experience.
It is a learning experience.
If you've never experienced that before, and then you don't know how to necessarily handle it in the real world.
Yeah.
Like, people can tell you everything, but then whenever you live through it and you're like not necessarily sure how to handle it yourself.
Right.
And that's one of the hardest things, is be able to handle it yourself. But like whatever your angle is, as long as you don't fucking quit and you don't you just keep trying, to find your angle, then there you go,
And that was my problem, is I did quit, and
because you got really into your head though.
I got so, and I'm going to touch on the whole band thing too, but I was just going to say, like, I was at this school for about 2.5 years or something like that, maybe closer to, I don't know, it was somewhere along that time. And because I went through several Christmas parties, so however many years it was, but it was I'd heard some stuff, and I just heard rumblings of shit and people talking, and I just wasn't a fan of those types of politics.
It's hard to,
I wasn't a fan of that
like
type
normal,
of stuff.
Right, like workplace politics.
Yeah, and I just wasn't a fan of some of the shit that was said and some of the way people acted. I wasn't for it. You had some guys who let it just go over them, or they dealt with it or whatever, and I just wasn't for it. And I was like, fuck it, I don't need to be
And it
here.
just got more into your head.
And I got more into my head myself, because I wasn't getting a lot of motivation. I didn't have a lot of people to talk to. Even within the company, I didn't have no one to talk to.
Right.
Because every time you try to talk to somebody, they didn't want to hear it.
Right.
So it was like, I don't know who I can relate to. And you and I weren't close like that.
We weren't close at that, right.
Yeah,
at
we
that
just
point,
weren't
we didn't
close
really
at that
get
time.
right.
I had nobody who I could talk to about this stuff with. There were a couple
Right.
that's good, but
They would entertain.
I almost felt like they gave me good advice, but it was all just stay, just keep being here.
There's
just
more of
do
the word
this, just do
salad, but it's
that.
hard.
It was,
But it's not
but it was
necessarily like
I get that, but I need help. So
Yeah.
this stuff, I'm struggling understanding some of these people and some of this.
And sometimes
culture.
people are people, and you're never going to understand people.
Right.
Like sometimes people.
I know
just
way
handle
more
things-
now than I did.
Right. But you see now you're a different person.
I'm a
You've
different
grown
person.
so much, and like the different things. You have so many more experiences
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
But so how are we getting to the band? When did the band come?
I'm going to get to the
gotcha.
So after I left, the initial time I said, you know what, I'm hurting. You know what I mean? Because I train twice a week.
Because your body hurts.
Birthday party.
Wrestling hurts your body.
I had birthday parties every fucking weekend, sometimes multiple times every weekend, and I was a regular there, and my body was just hurting, and I had 2 different concussions, and I was weird, man. I was just in a bad
hashtag
spot.
Jordane gave you one of them.
I wasn't going to say anything, but yeah, you did.
we
you
already
did give
we
me
already
one.
covered
Did
it.
we?
Okay. We did. How do you
That's all
forget
right.
that?
Shit happens.
I definitely gave you a.
Yes, you did. You did. But
It was
you're
a power
good
bomb.
brother, so
It was
I
a
could-
three-
It
it was three power bombs.
It was 3 power bombs.
It was a bad angle.
Jordane couldn't just power bomb me once. He had to
No.
show everybody how strong he was and power bomb me 3 times. And we were all sweaty and shit. And just
Yeah,
lost
it was a
grip,
bad-
positioning.
But the thing is,
shit
it's like
happens.
I knew that something was wrong, but you being Mr. Tough Guy.
Telling the ref, we gotta take it home. Telling him he would have finished.
Pick you up. You mean tell the almost 7-foot guy to put me on
And
his
just
shoulders,
launch me like
and
a
just
torpedo.
launch him like a helicopter,
Like a helicopter.
spinning in the air, and boom, all that velocity.
Because it looked cool.
It does look cool.
It looked cool. What are you gonna do? Just walk over and pin me after a power bomb? Come on, that's lame. So
Kevin Nash would do it.
yeah. Well, that
Well,
would
we got to
hurt.
up the ante from then. Yeah, really, right? That's legit
that.
7 foot.
So I left not too long afterwards. It was just things, people talking, and different things, and just.
It was just hard for you
it was
to handle.
Yeah,
It was
it was
hard
just
for you to
like,
handle.
I don't need this. I don't need this. I didn't like what was going on. I was like, fuck it. It became hard for me to accept this and say this because you always want to try to find an excuse to make it seem like it's a bigger problem. It was simply, I was not enjoying myself. I wasn't having fun. I wasn't enjoying this became more of a chore.
It was hard to motivate
It
yourself.
became
to go 'cause you weren't
more
having fun.
of a God. I got to do this.
Right. And that's
Fuck.
but
I hate this.
But you think back to when you were a kid and you loved
I
wrestling.
loved it. It's all I ever wanted to do. So what did I do? I sought after my next biggest passion. I was like, this ain't working. I'm gonna go out and do my next biggest passion. That is music. I love music.
Yep.
I have a front man's heart. You know what I mean?
Yep.
I love
You definitely
singing.
have that. Yep. You definitely have that.
So I started searching around different music websites, different ad websites where they're looking for like musicians and shit. And I found the guys in it was an old band called.
They used to have. Yeah, I'm sure they still do. But yeah, I remember they did have those types of websites.
Oh, yeah,
where
they
you
still
would
got
find like
them.
webs. Yeah,
Yeah,
of course.
where
band members or
musicians can go and upload their work and look for other bands or have.
Hey, we need a bassist
Maybe you're
or-
in a band and you need a bassist,
Yep,
or something like
yep.
that. So
I know a few bands that need bassists.
yeah. So me too. So I contacted these guys and I sent them some samples and they ended up really liking it and that was it. And I came out for a audition and we were all drinking beer, having a good time. We all vibed from the first night.
Really?
And they had went through about 4 or 5 different singers and they just couldn't get their feet under them and
Yeah.
they couldn't get a singer. So I showed up. And
How long had you been singing before that? Like, were you like just singing to yourself, and then you were like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna."
I'd never been in a like legitimate band before.
Because I have to say,
This
and
is
now
my
I'm going to
first.
put you over
That
a
was
little
my
bit. So
first.
so try not to flip me off and shit on me,
God.
and tell me to eat your ass as I'm
Jesus
fucking trying to put you
Christ.
over just a little bit.
God, why?
Whenever I heard some of your fucking music and I saw you guys live, I was like, "Oh shit! Like this is this is, no offense, this is actually good. Because most of the time when you go to a smaller metal show, you know, a lot of the bands are,
it's
a lot of noise.
It's
a lot of noise, you know. But you guys had like a good sound. You had your own sound, and you were like grooving a little bit. It reminded me, I don't necessarily know who exactly it reminded me of.
But you and I like a lot. We grew up on a lot of the same
shit,
bands.
Yeah.
And I pull a lot of my musical inspiration from that.
Yeah.
So when you hear me sing, it's a lot of the time, it's just me taking ideas from singers that I grew up listening to and molding them into something for myself. So a lot of the stuff you heard, you could probably relate to better than some of the other newer metal bands that are out there.
Right, exactly. And Jill Jones, she left a random comment, which has nothing to do with anything, but I want to read it because it's just funny to me. And her profile picture, look at that profile picture. Is that Slipknot?
Yes.
So she has Slipknot in her profile picture, so that's got to win you over a little bit, right? She said, I was swimming and got attacked by honeybees. I got on the beach and super laid my face in the sand. Guess what happened? Ya older lady said, get off our beach. Thanks, Jill.
She's a creative person.
Thank you, Jill. She always has the best comments, and sometimes I have to read them. You know, you guys in the chats can read them yourselves whenever she's going off sometimes. But I appreciate you, Jill.
So
Thank
you came to see me. You dug what I was doing.
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Like, and thanks.
I did.
And thanks
totally,
for putting
dude.
me over.
Yeah,
I appreciate
totally, dude.
that.
Like, I fucking loved it because I was like, man, like, I'm bobbing my head and I'm not just trying to be nice.
Yeah, I saw you a few times. I'm like,
good,
oh, look at him out there, just charity headbanging.
Being a good, right, being a fucking good brother. But then that made me, and then I fucking, and then like I went onto y'all's Facebook and then I did find a song because I was listening to the music, but then I found that the song, you know, the song, My Name, and I was like, man, this is like I fucking got to show everybody this song.
Yeah.
And everybody who I show that song to, they're like, this is Jimmy?
So
this is Jimmy, our Jimmy, this is Jimmy,
yeah.
And like, yeah, man, this is fucking Jimmy. And they're like, well, I'm not really into metal.
I don't really like Jimmy,
but that sounds like it would be metal. Like that's, you know, like
I got
they
that
understand.
a lot from people that were close. They were like, I don't really listen to metal, but that sounds legit.
That sound right. It sounds like
sounds
that
like a real band.
Yeah.
And so the band he's referring to is a band called As I Burn. And so if you guys feel inclined to go on our Facebook page and type in As I Burn, you can listen to the song My Name. That's what it's called. It's called My Name. But and the lyrics, you can figure it out. But
yeah.
But
and it's the background noise. It's the background song
is,
for our SVR play-in show.
And that band's not really active anymore. We do still meet up from time to time and just kind of hang out and jam and stuff like that. But I have a new band now that I have to keep close to the vest, you know what I mean? I'm not giving any info on any details or anything like that. I'm very secretive about it. Whether people give a shit or not doesn't matter.
Keep your cards close to your chest.
I have to do it because of what we're trying to do and stuff like that. So, but I will say, I'm extremely fucking pumped for it. I'm extremely excited for it. And I think, and I'm not just saying this because it's my new band and I'm biased about it or whatever. But I really do feel like we have something. We have a different presentation for our music than the majority of bands these days. And I think that's very hard to do. But with just a little bit of creativity and some footwork, I think it's very possible to still be different in an age where, just like wrestling, it's hard to be different these days.
Yep.
So, but how I got my new band versus the As I Burn band was, so you saw us then and we had done some stuff or whatever. One of the members left because he had some family issues going on. And we got another guy, but, you know, he learned the music and stuff. He's a great guy, but, you know, we just kind of lost some of the creative juices. We weren't writing as much anymore. We were still doing shows, but I think some of the guys felt like I was running them too hard or I was doing too much or whatever.
Because you were
I
like
was the one that was
you had that wrestler mentality
Yeah.
where I say because I have the
Well, I have a very
wrestling in my
carny
head.
mentality too,
Yeah,
brother. We got to
yeah.
do some shows, brother.
And
gotta
when
get
we
gimmicks.
say
We gotta
carny mentality, wrestling originated from the carnivals.
from the carnivals,
The
so.
fairs, the traveling carnivals. So that's what we're talking about, is that traveling from town to town and trying to earn your keep.
Where I made the mistake with those guys, and this isn't necessarily a knock on them.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that we were all on the same page when it came to I want to take this band and get it huge. I want to make it huge.
Get it
I
as
wanna,
big as you
I want it to
possibly
be
can.
our careers.
Yep.
They were not necessarily on board with that. They were more of a weekend warrior type band. They loved
They
their
just wanted to have fun
jobs. They
with
got
it,
their
right.
families, their girlfriends, or their houses, or whatever it is. And there's nothing wrong with that. If you want to be if you want to be a weekend warrior and go to your 9 to 5, that's you. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Not taking that away. We all have our own paths. So
But
once I realized that ain't me.
You have this fire in you where you're like,
sorry, brother.
I don't want to do that.
I'm
though.
not John Smith. I'm not working 9 to 5. You can kiss my ass for those 401k benefits. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. So
Hey man,
I'm doing what I need to do.
the economy is good right now,
Yeah,
though.
I don't
That's
give a
what
fuck.
Trump says on the debates. The economy is
Don't
good,
care.
right?
Don't care. So basically, what I did, I basically tried to quit. And
The band?
Yeah, I tried to quit because I was done. I was like, you know what? You guys can do this with another guy. Find another singer. Good luck with that. You know what I mean? I had a bit of, not an ego, but I was confident in myself. I was, you guys want to have fun. Go find another singer.
Right.
Bye.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, if you guys aren't going to be on my level, peace. I'm sorry, but goodbye. Well, my bassist kind of talked me into staying and stuff like that, and that things would get better and yada yada. But I knew they wouldn't, because things weren't bad. It's just some of the guys, they weren't about that life.
They just didn't want
It's
it
a
right.
hobby.
They were like, no, I just want to have my little bit of fun.
Yeah,
We'll
so
come here and practice.
there's nothing
it'll be
to
fun.
fix. There's nothing to improve. The band is good.
It's just what it is.
The guys are good.
Right.
But they don't have that ambitious mental. One of the guys even told me, you're just a lot more ambitious than we are. Well, 100%. You're absolutely right. So this isn't a knock on those guys. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm still friends with them. We still jam from time to time when I can make it up there. You know what I mean? But I told, actually, me and my bassist, we went to a strip club one night, and we had walked outside to go take a little smoke break, and I told him right there, I said, if you still want me to do As I Burn, I will. That's fine. But at this point, it's just a jam band for me. Like, it's not my priority anymore. And I told him right there, I said, I'm going to go and start a new band.
Right.
I said, I'm going to go find guys. I have a vision in my head of what I want this to be and what I want this to look like and what I'm trying to accomplish. I have a very specific, detailed vision. So I am going to go out and find a group of guys that want to do this as much as I do. So he basically asked me, like, can I join you? Like, I don't want to stop making music with you.
Right.
And I was like, I don't want to stop making music with you either, but I have my concerns. I have my reservations about this because I want this to be totally fresh, totally new, totally different. I don't want no As I Burn shit. And I was hesitant. But out of feelings, I, said, okay, come on. You know what I mean? But I told him right then and there, things have to be different. And so...
What has to be different?
Like your mindset, your dedication, your drive. You can't look at this like... I heard a lot of I'm tired. Like in that band, I heard a lot of I'm tired. I don't feel like it. I don't blah, 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 whatever the fuck.
It's
you know
just,
what I mean?
right.
A whole lot of like, oh, you want this, but it's just all talk. Like you say you do, but you're not doing anything about it.
Right.
So it was like, I don't give a fuck if you're tired. I don't give a fuck if you're having a bad day. I don't give a fuck. I'm sorry.
But that's with anything you're trying to be successful in.
When it comes to business, I don't care about your fucking feelings. I'm sorry, but I don't. Like, if you want to talk to me out to the side as a friend and we could, that's fine. But if you start letting a bunch of shit affect what I am trying to do, it ain't gonna work. Like it's just not. That's not how I operate. And you know, like we all have our bad days. I had a bad day I was at band practice last night, and I wasn't having a good day. They all saw I wasn't having a good day, but they don't really bother me when I'm not having a good day.
Right.
A couple of them asked me if I was all right, and I said, yeah, I'm good. I'm just one of them days,
Just
man.
one of them days,
but
yeah.
I did my part. I did what I was supposed to do. I don't think I brought the night down, because I would go outside if I didn't want to be in there, and they would be talking and laughing and having a good time. I don't want to be. If I'm,
you don't want to bring anybody down.
If I'm in my head, yeah, I don't want to bring nobody down.
Yep.
So, but we're all good. I love those guys to fucking death. But yeah. So I just, you know, and so that I needed his drive, his motivation to be, come on, man, get your fucking shit together.
Right.
Let's go. And so the new band is doing very, very strong. I fucking love it. I think we got a lot of good shit coming with that. My thing is too with so, and in between all that, I had went back to that wrestling school a couple of times just to kind of test it out again and see how I was feeling about
had,
it.
Like that
I still had it in me, and I wanted to
that love for it.
I wanted to kind of try it out. I wanted to test it out and see kind of how I felt about it. And lo and behold, I didn't feel too great about it. You know what I mean? I wasn't
You just
feeling
still
it.
weren't ready, right? You still like.
It wasn't. I don't think it was that I wasn't ready. Not much had changed at that place, and the things that did change, I don't personally think they changed for the better. I mean, you have kind of like an inmates running the asylum type deal, and I just don't agree
Is
with
that what
that.
they said about WCW?
I mean, some things I just don't agree with, but I don't have to agree with them. They could think it's the best thing ever. All right, cool, have fun.
Right.
But I don't agree with it, and I didn't like it, and I didn't want to be there.
Right. That's the main thing. Different perspectives.
My vibe didn't change at all. I was like, yeah,
different perspective.
don't want this.
Different perspective.
So
yeah.
I delved back into
music,
my band more, and I said, you know what, I'm just gonna, you know what I mean. Where were you at in this time? Now we're at about 2000.
Laura just said real quick. She said you definitely have to find people that have the same ideals as you. That's huge. Laura, listen to Laura. She said, or it won't work well. You have to find people who have the same ideals as you, or it won't work well. That's very, very, very true. That's like with, I'm helping my brother find a new, an MMA gym for him to work out in. But you have to find the right coaches who have the right perspective for you, because different types of motivations works for different types of people.
Sure.
So what works for some doesn't work for all. And I don't think there is something that works for all.
I think some places do try to have a cookie cut type formula.
Way to go. Right.
It doesn't work for everybody because everyone's different.
Right. Exactly.
So you have to be able to tailor that.
And here comes another compliment. Jimmy, you have always seemed wiser than your years. Coming from Laura, saying that.
I appreciate that.
I think like a smart guy.
I think some people would argue that for sure, but thank you for that.
I'd argue that till the cows come home.
So now we're at about new band started late last year, 2019. Mm-hmm. You're still rocking and rolling doing wrestling, right?
Yep. Although, I'm doing my thing, just doing my
thing.
And
you were at the same place. You had some experiences as well, right? I'm not trying to put you on a spot or anything like that, but you had your own experiences.
Yep.
And you
where I was like,
them.
okay, I have to find places that I'm comfortable performing in, where I can, you can grow. You have to find a place where you can grow.
You can advance.
You can advance. You can try to grow. You can try to be as creative as you possibly can. So I've always been like that. I've always tried to find new places that I can go to try to hone my skill and see what I can do and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
And I've made a lot of mistakes.
Sure.
And I've made a lot of fucking good I've made a lot of good calls. And now here recently, I finally kind of put it all together and figured out exactly what works for me. Because my main battle was. And once I figure out what works for me, then it doesn't matter where I am or what I'm doing. I know what works for me. I can make that work. But I've spent way more time trying to figure out what was going to be best for me. What I can do to try to be like the best performer, the best wrestler that I could be. And it just takes finding, just like we were talking about earlier, when it finds you're trying to find that right perspective that you align with, who also understands the way that you're thinking.
Right.
That's the big thing, and keeping it fun and keeping it lighthearted, and that type of stuff.
Sure, and this place that I was referring to, like the thing is there's still a lot of great fucking people there. I'm still friends with several people there. They're not bad. I'm not trying to say anything like that. Like, I just had my own experiences with them, and to me, I just didn't, it didn't work for me. Mm-hmm. I'm not saying things can't ever change one day or things won't be different one day. I still love a lot of the people that are there. I just, now I'm in a different headspace.
I think that's more important, right?
I'm in a different headspace.
We're both in a different headspace.
Well, yeah, and so coming up to 2020, COVID hit, my gym closed down, and then I needed a place to work out. You have it was a makeshift gym that is now transformed into what we call the shred shed.
It's the shred shed.
It's still a makeshift gym, but goddamn, it works. You know what I mean? Man. It is a gym for all intents and purposes.
And spoiler alert, because we're going to be doing our shred shed show probably. You want to start it next week? We're going to start it. Next week.
We have footage.
I just put the pressure on. Yeah, because we have the footage. So all I got to do is just go edit it. I don't even have to edit it. I just have to put together a little bit of pieces, and then we'll be able to go through the shred shed stuff. Because I know a lot of people are always writing me about like, what are your workouts? What do you guys do? What is like. They just want to see more of the shred shed stuff. So that's definitely going to be its own show. And we'll see about, like, it's going to be me, Jimmy, Ralph, and possibly another one, but he's young, so we have to get parents' permission for that. So we'll make sure that we can get him on there too, because I want it to be, the shred shed is going to be way more about trying to keep each other motivated,
right,
and keep each other like on the fine line and keep you guys motivated as well, because I need help, and Jimmy helps me stay motivated. Adam helps me stay motivated. Everybody like in the shred shed helps me keep motivated. But you guys writing us all the time, talking about how like, oh man, you got to keep these videos up because they keep me motivated. Like, that helps me too. That type of stuff helps me too. So we have the shred shed coming. We're probably going to do it next week. We just have to figure out like the right day that's going to work for all of us, and we'll get it rolling. But it might even be a Saturday or a Sunday show. It might just be a random. Whenever we can get it in, we will fit it in.
Yeah.
But we're gonna add that on there too, so you guys can get more content, so that we can keep this baby rolling.
So basically, I ended up brothering up with you, I guess, and. I started coming to the shred shed, working out, and you told me about a couple of different places that you had interest in going up for training, just getting reps in.
I'm trying to find the right place that works for me.
Stuff like that, yeah. And again, me not really having
I tried multiple places around in the area.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're, and this isn't even talking about where we mainly were, because that's not that bad of a place, but there is certain individuals, which is a certain individual who I just could not work with. I just couldn't even fathom it. And I tried to train at multiple places, and I had to deal with them, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah.
Didn't have the patience. My thing is I can see there's going to be a conflict. I'm going to get myself out of it before I do something that's going to make me look bad.
Yeah,
where I'm going to be that big old mean,
big
angry
asshole.
guy. Yep. And that's in me too.
And you had to get that. You had to go.
You got to avoid that, man.
You had to go, and rightfully so. And I've heard that from several people about the same individual. So the thing is that, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, you could tell that I still had that fire in me. I still wanted to do those things. I still wanted to like wrestle. It never left me.
You never let it go.
It never. I was doing my bands, and I'm great with that. Everything's good with that, but I needed to find my way back. You know what I mean? And that's the thing. Like, I don't want to get to a point where it is too late, and I don't feel now it's too late at all.
Yep.
I'm still young. My health far as I know, I'm scared to go to the doctor, but as far as I know, my health is good.
I'm scared.
And
I'm scared to go to the doctor.
I think I'm in the best shape I've ever been in. I'm being better. Obviously, we can always be in better shape.
You're in the best shape I've ever seen you in.
Yeah. So
you were 100%. So, and I was going to go to a spoiler alert before I went on the tangent about the shred shed. Jimmy and Leland, both of you guys, just smashed your fucking personal records. You both were working out with your maxes. You did it on your.
I
you
fucked
did it on
up on
squats
my
and
squats.
bench press. Both of them.
well, no, I didn't max my bench.
No, you did. How many times did you do that last rep?
Oh, 5 times.
How many were you supposed to do it? Yeah, you maxed out your bench too.
I maxed
Mathematically, you maxed out your bench too.
Yeah. And I don't mind saying the like numbers. Like I benched or not benched. I squatted 225 the other day.
But what's your body weight?
That was my body weight's 183.
Right.
So I squatted 225, and that was my max. But I fucked up and put my max as 265 by mistake because I forgot.
265. And just in case you guys aren't familiar with weight, 225 and 265
It's a big difference.
are drastically different.
So the percentages that we were doing had me at 225 that day. And I knew when I picked it up, I was like, oh, this is heavy.
Yeah, it's fucking, what's going on here?
So I did 225 6 times. And then it dawned on me, wait a minute. And I went back in my book instead of doing that the first time. I went back in my book and go, oh no, 225 was my max. I just squatted my max 6 times. And then the day after, because we were a day behind, we did bench, and I benched 170. And I did 175.
Right.
I did 175 5 times, and I was only supposed to do it twice.
And you had your max set at what?
185. So 10 pounds off. So and you were outside doing something. I didn't have a spotter, nothing. I could have died, but I was like this, and I was like fucking 1, fucking 2, and I was like, yeah, fucking 3, fucking, oh, you know what, fucking 4, oh, this might be a bad idea, 5, oh, got it. And we were good. I felt great.
100% good. Good to go, dude.
I felt great after that. And so, yeah, I mean, now you have found a place that you enjoy going to. I can say that, right? Mm-hmm. You have found a place that you enjoy going to.
That I like going to train. It's very laid back. It's very easy to, like, there's no, like, weird pressures on anything. It's okay if you mess up.
Yeah.
You're there to practice.
Yeah.
And it's just way more, I need more of a laid back environment.
Right.
Just to be able to, enjoy myself. But
letting the cat out, like, right? No, go say but. But.
I don't know what you
laid back. No, you said laid back.
I don't know.
You
like,
have fun.
Yeah. No, but it was working for me. And then I decided to be like, hey man, you need to come up here,
right? Just
so that like maybe you can enjoy it, because you would talk about music and then you'd be like, but wrestling, man, but wrestling. But then you'd be so wishy-washy about it. So I was like, I don't know where is he really thinking, because like he'll tell me that he wants to and then he won't do it. And then you went one time and then you were like, fuck, this is a fucking great experience. This was fun. This was all this other good stuff. And then awesome and then like you needed a little bit of time so that you could figure out the schedule with the band schedule. Right.
So I went.
But that's legit.
Right. I went and it was a great experience. I needed, because the days that we go up to train are coincidentally the same days I have my band.
Right.
And it's kind of hard when you're dealing with 4 other people, because you have work schedules and family life and shit like that in place. We picked those days. We did Monday, Thursday for a reason, and it works for everybody. So now here I'm going, okay, Monday, we're going up for wrestling on Mondays. So how do I get my band to switch a day? Because I want to do twice a week. I'm very dead set on us meeting twice a week. I'm not about that once a week shit. Mm-hmm. To me, that's not enough time when it comes to songwriting and jamming and stuff like that.
On top of your shit. Yep.
So I said, so I had basically had to, and I put it off a couple weeks. I was like,
just in your head.
I was in my head some too. Like I started the self-doubt thing again. Like, where is this going to go? Am I good enough for this? Like, blah, blah, blah. It's just my own personal shit, how I am with myself. because I was like, with like music, I am confident as hell. I got that. Music is fine. I'm good. I'm not worried about that. 100%. I'm good.
Right.
I'm the guy. Not worried about it. Wrestling, totally different. Now I'm not the guy. Now I'm learning. I'm exposing myself. I'm very vulnerable because there's a lot I don't know. I have to get comfortable being out of my comfort zone. I have to do things I'm not used to doing. Mm-hmm. We were driving up the other night and you go, oh, you actually have to work. You have to do something. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to do shit. Right. You know what I mean? Like, damn, you're making me work now. And music's fun. It's fun to go get with the guys and
hang
kick
out,
back a bunch of Steve Weisers and
Steve
sing and play music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's easy.
It is fun. Yeah.
And it's fun.
Yeah.
And I'm good at it.
Right.
But
if you have this drive with something that you love, and this isn't only wrestling, this is anything that you have a passion about. Like, you have to put yourself, you have to make yourself vulnerable. Another Steve Weiser going. You have to stay passionate. You have to stay, you're going to be vulnerable with anything that you work on. Like, anything that you're trying, anything new especially. And if you haven't done it before, especially if it's an athletic endeavor and you weren't into fucking athletics all your life and all that other good stuff, it's going to be complicated. It's going to be tough. But the thing that you have to realize is it's tough for everybody. Some people are going to look like they get it a little bit more than others, and some people do, and everybody has a different path and a different journey. That's one of the most important things about everything that we're doing in life is we all have different paths. We all have different journeys. It's going to take some people a little bit longer. It's going to take some people a little bit shorter. It's going to be a little bit of everything.
I fucked everything up!
Why did you do Val Venus?
I picked the wrong one.
That's Stone Cold Steve Weiser here, so...
Wait, can we just appreciate
Cold.
this one more time? Man, when that shit used to hit, I used to explode. All right.
I think everybody
Sorry
did.
about that.
The glass breaking just does it for everybody,
It just
dude.
does it. It does it. Okay. But I fucked it up initially because I'm an idiot and I keep hitting the wrong fucking buttons. And my phone was turned down.
Please, Jimmy, if you could tell us something we don't already know.
So
we already know that.
So yeah, but like, as you were saying, though, that is very true for anything that you're doing in life. You know,
and it's
what I mean?
hard.
Like,
it's hard to make yourself vulnerable.
Hard to make yourself vulnerable too, especially. Excuse me, goddamn. Especially when you have a certain experience before and you think everything's going. It's kind of like being in a bad relationship and you finally get out of it and you don't want to go back or not necessarily go back, but you don't want to. You think now every relationship is going to be that way,
right?
Because that's what you dealt with for so long, or you're conditioned to that. Maybe that was your first true love. My first real training experience was my first true love. I was exposed to so many things and a lot of wonderful opportunities and wonderful memories, but also a lot of bad ones for myself. And I think I was just under the impression that it's always going to be like, but this is the business. This is what it is.
Right.
I want to know part of it. I was like, if this is not, I don't enjoy it. It's making me hate one of the things I've always loved.
Bernie said, "Hello, ladies. Glass smash. What the fuck?"
Yeah, fucking Stone Cold did a run in, cut that motherfucker off.
He did.
You know what I mean?
What it is. It was a Stone Cold
That's
run in.
what it was.
It was a Stone Cold run in, Bernie. That's what it was.
But so I just always thought that all my experiences were going to be that way. And again, the other place, not bearing, not saying anything, I still love a lot of people there, man. It's obviously a great fucking place. There's a lot of good fucking people there. And I would love to wrestle there again one day, maybe booked on a show or something like that. But where I am in my life right now, that is not the place I feel like I should be at. Hey, I could be wrong. I don't know. All I can do is follow what's in my heart.
Your heart,
what's
right,
in my
right.
gut.
Right.
And my gut is telling me, based on the few experiences I've had now, riding up with you, dealing with those people, all the good conversations with them, just the exercise itself.
Those cards have to be kept to the chest too, because
Very.
we're building
Extremely.
There's a lot of stuff that
I'm not saying shit.
There's a lot of stuff that we're
There's a lot of moving parts.
A lot of moving parts with everything.
But it's exciting parts.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm not. Trust me, I can kayfabe better than anybody, bro.
I'm not doubting you.
Hey man, look, and that's what's got me so excited, because now Here's the thing. If you believe in someone, maybe say it a time or two. Now, you could tell me after the fact, oh, I've always believed in you. Oh, you've always had it. Oh, you're special. Oh, you're this and that. But while I was in it, I never heard that from anybody.
No, you're a piece of shit.
Yeah, and it's like, but wait a minute. Here's a person who has seen and helped and been around the best of the best and has helped a lot of people. And, he has no reason to put me over or to think anything of me. But here, this person is like really taking to me and talking to me and helping me. And the experiences were just night and day difference.
Right.
And there's 100 million fucking wrestling schools out there, okay? Mm-hmm. You're allowed to go to more than fucking one, right?
Right.
I'm having a great time at the one I'm going to now.
Yeah.
And that's just what it is.
And it makes you
And I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for where I'm at. And, we were talking, I'm a big fan of certain weird things. I'm a big fan of one of those weird things. I'm a big fan of vision boards. Yeah, and it's something that
That's not too weird of a thing. That's a pretty...
It is common, I guess. I've never done it, but I had I wasn't done saving everything I wanted for it at the time.
Explain what a vision board is while I go pee.
So, yeah, you go pee. I'll set that up. So, basically what a vision board is it kind of is what it sounds like it is. You could do them digitally. What's up? You good? Yeah, I just got a old Steve Weiser. Basically, it is what it sounds like it is. It's a vision board. You could do them online or you could do it like a physical one. The physical ones are a little more labor intensive, but I like the physical ones because you can put them up anywhere in your house and you can see it. But it's essentially what you envision your life to be like, what you want out of your life. What are your goals? Like, where do you see yourself in a year, 5 years, 10 years? What are some of the craziest dreams that you have that, you just can't really see yourself doing or you just can't obtain? So what you could do is take like a big board, like whether it be like a big poster board or get a bunch of poster boards, put them together, depending on how big you want it, and start printing pictures off online or start buying magazines or whatever. Your favorite celebrities or your favorite car or your dream house or your dream vacation or a job that you want, or maybe you want to be in better shape, so you get a few people that inspire you, whatever it is, and you set your vision board up according to your goals. And that's essentially what it is. And it's just where it's good because, you could put like different quotes on there, different colors, different images, different whatever the fuck, and you put it somewhere where you are going to see it every single day, whether it be right by your front door, whether it be right in front of your bed. Fuck, you could put it in the goddamn bathroom, hang it up on the wall or something. Wherever you want to put it where you are going to see it every single day. It kind of just helps when you're having those rough days or those days you're not very motivated or the days that it's just hard. Maybe you've put the wheels in motion to go after your dreams, but it's just reminder. Hard.
Yep.
And you're like, God damn, I knew it was going to be tough, but this tough? Oh my God, is it worth it? And then you look at it and you go, wait a minute, that's where I want to be.
Right.
That's what I want to have. That's where I want to be in life. And you really start just, maybe as you're walking, maybe you're struggling getting out the door and you're just like, wait a minute. And then you look at it and go, wait a minute, there it is. There it is. So I thought, why don't I take a shot at it and just kind of make one, see how I feel about it.
Well, I have a big whiteboard in my room.
Yeah.
Like a big whiteboard where
you write stuff, ideas and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I started saving a bunch of pictures on my phone.
I also have a book that I write a lot of my ideas into stuff. So
yeah.
That's my own version of a vision board.
Yeah. Sure. It's the same concept.
Yep. Same thing.
So basically, I decided to show Ron here. I was like, hey, I want to show you a few of my pictures. I want to show you what I'm kind of going after. I want to show you kind of where I'm at here. I'm not done yet. I still have more images I want to save. And it's not that I need,
but it's constantly growing as well.
It is.
Things change, motivations change, and then as it goes,
And you saw it, and you go, and you are good at pointing stuff out sometimes, even if I don't really think about it. You go, you said something along the lines of like, well, I know it's not done yet, but I'm noticing that a lot of your pictures are all wrestling. There's no music in here.
That was right.
And I was like, well, I'm getting to that. I haven't done, yeah, but then you were like, yeah, but you did wrestling first.
You did, no, but you did 10. You know what I mean?
You could have.
You did 10 pictures.
Saved more.
It wasn't like, oh, I did. Don't undersell it. I didn't just do one picture on my vision board. I did 10 pictures, and like as I saw them, even the one that you thought that I wouldn't, because we're Jim Cornette guys. Hashtag Jim Cornette guys. Still, I knew why. I understood every single one of them, like why they are where they are, and it made sense. And I was like, man, it's funny. It's funny how it's wrestling.
Yeah.
Somebody can't let that wrestling go, huh?
Yeah. So, and that was the point. You know what I mean? And and then I get in my own head too. I was out. So I basically I do a lot of the gig services because of all the shit that I'm involved in. And I don't want to work for nobody. I'm just, hey, there are certain sacrifices that come with that. There are certain things that come along with that that I have to accept and deal with. But I'm also looking at the bigger picture. You know it just as well. But I was out a couple of times, and I remember one night I was out. It was like midnight. I'm fucking taking a $4 order to some bitch. And I'm in my car at a fucking red light, and a Corvette drives by in the fucking goddamn intersection. Yeah, some fat bitch, her $4 McDonald's order that I'm out here fucking wasting my gas for. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, those fucking fat McDonald tippers, you know. I'm sorry.
Tell me how you really feel.
I am who I am.
You are who you are, brother.
I'm sorry.
You are who you are.
You shouldn't say that about people.
Yeah, but you shouldn't say a lot of the shit.
Whatever.
You know? You shouldn't say a lot of shit.
Whatever. So,
but real quick, while we're on that subject, Darnell said Jimmy don't feel bad people though. I was a bad worker, but I have people that I have met in wrestling and want to wrestle me again from Mississippi to Florida. So for the people that say you were bad, fuck them. And then Bernie said, Stone Cold Sean Morley has hit the ring.
I like that.
That's a pretty good one.
And just to clarify, thanks for that comment. And she's very right about that. Or he. Who was that?
That was Darnell Coolbray's
Okay.
he. Yep.
So he was very right about that. I never had anybody tell me I was bad.
No, right.
Right. That was never one of the issues. It was just some other stuff. But no, you're definitely right. And thanks for the comment.
Bernie said, when given a chance, do whatever you've been given. From what I was around, Jimmy. Looking forward to seeing your next chapter. The talent is definitely there.
Thank you, Bernie. And Bernie
the talent is definitely there.
Yeah, Bernie's a great guy. Bernie was one of the ones I loved to see and talk to at the shows.
He's always good. Always good fan. Always good fan to talk to.
And yeah, definitely, man. I'm excited for you to see what I'm doing next because I'm really excited about it.
Yeah.
But
I'm excited for both of our next chapters, you know.
Basically, I'm sitting here at this line, and I'm going to wrap this up. I know I got going. You know how I get. I run my mouth. I can't stop. So so basically, I'm sitting at this red light, and I'm going, this is not me, man. What am I doing? I'm 31 years old. I'm sitting at a fucking red light in the middle of the night with this $4 fucking McDonald's order. Trying to make money because I have a bill I have to pay. What am I doing? I saw that Corvette go by. Why am I not in that Corvette? Why is that not me? Why am I not doing what I know I'm capable of doing? Here's the thing. I know I have the capability, the talent. I know I have the head for it. I know that could be me. Mm-hmm. Why is it not? You know, we're all different. I'm not a normal person. You're not a normal guy. And we mean that in a good way. Like, I'm not like everybody else. So I have to embrace that and accept that. And yeah, maybe there's a little bit of anxiety and fear and doubt and worry that goes into my dream.
But you also told me as well, like you were listening to other people talk about their personal.
That's the thing.
Yep.
So a little bit of anxiety and fear and doubt and worry is a lot better than the other side of that. You know, being miserable, working at a dead-end job I don't want to be at, not really ever going after what I really want, shit like that. That's misery. I don't want to live that life. I don't want to be that guy.
Exactly.
So if I have to go through a little bit of bullshit to live the life I want to live, well, that's what it is. That's what I'm going to do.
That's just part of it.
And I'd heard some people in the business at a very, very high level say the same shit. All the doubt and the fear and the worry and all this stuff that goes on in their minds. And some of these people are legends in the business. Legends, like can't be any more of a legend. and they're saying all this, all the doubt, all they're insecure, and I'm like, how fuck Ric Flair. Insecure, one of the most insecure people in the business.
Almost like it's a weird human thing.
What?
Yeah.
You're Rick fucking dude, Macho Man.
Yep.
Before every promo, he was like sweating. Why do you think he's sweating all his promos? It ain't that hot in there.
Right.
Fucking old fucking Gino's fine. He's in a suit.
And most people, and most of you
worked
guys
up,
watched
man.
the Undertaker documentary.
Oh,
there was that
Taker.
spot with him and Triple H.
Yeah, and it's just like, wait a minute, and of course you got guys like fucking like both of the Hardys, really, Matt and Jeff. But more specifically, I was watching a thing about Jeff, and he's just he literally said, I'm a little worried, you know, but at the end of the day, I just want to make sure I can make it home and play with my kids.
Yeah.
And I'm like, he has those concerns, those. You know what I mean? It's just like, well, I thought that was just me. These guys are perfect. They're not worried about anything.
Exactly.
You get that in your head, right? So then you start realizing, okay, if I have to go through some of that, like that life is way better than this life. I don't want this life right here. The life I'm currently in trying to get out of. I don't want it. I don't want it. And
that's a good motivation,
it's
though.
driving me crazy, dude.
That's a good motivation, though.
And I've had so much fun. Like this past week, good shit.
Good
and I'm
tacos.
looking forward to next week.
Great tacos.
It's
been
great tacos.
But I love it that when we first started this podcast, we were like, hey, man, maybe we can, maybe eventually it's going to turn into like some type of a wrestling thing for us. And, you know, like for me, like I've always been wrestling the whole time. So I was like it's always wrestling for me. But this is a good situation for me to be able to introduce people to my personality and show them how I am and how my mind works and how I am as a person, because wrestling's changed so much. I don't think it's ever going to go back to the whole let's create a character and then get people into your gimmick, bro, because whatever your gimmick is, it's best based off of what your real personality is, because people can start seeing right through that, especially with nowadays, because you can't just wrestle. You have to do other stuff. Like every single one of the little tryouts that I've done here recently, and the WWE executives have always said, hey, man, you got to be doing something out there. You got to be pushing something out there. You got to be doing more than just wrestling. Even though we are wrestlers, we get it, guys, but it's a different world now. You got to build it up. Why do you think we have a podcast? Why do you think we're doing Spinning Venom Radio? Why do you think we're doing our Friday Night Try?
I think I have a band.
Why do you think he has a band? We're all trying to do our own things and try to build it up and make it something, you know. And we appreciate you guys joining us on these late nights, on these late Friday nights. But this is our Friday Night Try. This is what we do, and this is our week number 10, by the way, which is a good landmark because I like the number 10. 12 would be. How many weeks now? Whoa, no, it would have to be 16, which is 3 months, right? That's a whole quarter then.
Yeah.
So we're getting there. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. We've been rolling, and you know, consistently, like we've been getting our fans following us, and we've been getting a lot of people following us. But what I really enjoy from this is we're learning from it too. We're becoming better storytellers when it comes to, like, we just spent let me see. An hour, 20 minutes, just doing little old stories that me and you talk to each other about all the time, you know. But it's good because it's leading us into what we're going to be doing in the future and what we're going to be trying to do, and we want everybody to come with us. We want you to join us. You know, it's just like when Hulk Hogan would come down and he would make his entrance and he would like look to the crowd and be like, "All right, guys, come with me. You're with me now." And then he would go. Like that little pause where you're a little kid and you see that and you're like, man, I'm with you, Hogan. Let's do it.
Go.
You know?
Let's go.
He was so great at that.
Maniacs, brother.
I know he wasn't a great wrestler, but God, man, what a great wrestler.
Yeah,
I'm
what a great wrestler.
I'm not going to say worker. I'm not going to disrespect Hulk Hogan like that. You know.
Yeah,
he wasn't. You know.
And I want to hear more of your take on what we've been doing lately and where things are going and where they could go, and what you've been seeing.
It motivates me more now. I mean, it's because on our drive up to training, it's fun hearing like your enthusiasm, and then that enthusiasm is infectious to me because I've been wrestling for a long time. Yeah. And sometimes I'm just like, I don't really feel like doing this shit anymore.
Be the old gristled
fucking. No, I don't feel like it anymore, man. Like sometimes I don't want to. I'm like, what am I doing? Why am I doing this? This is stupid. But then, like, hearing your enthusiasm, I'm like, then you start, and then 10 minutes later, I'm fucking yelling.
yeah, literally yelling.
I'm literally yelling.
About
About something in wrestling, and I'm like, man, you know what? Fuck yeah. This is it, though. Like, because there's always those ups and downs. There's always those situations where you're like, ooh, if that's what this business is, I don't want to deal. I don't want it. But you can make it work. You just have to make it work for you.
You can make it be what you want it to be. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And I mean, we've done things in training where you've been, even this past Monday, where you were like, holy shit, Jimmy, I didn't realize you, and I'm not trying to get you to talk about me. That's not what I'm trying to do here. But I'm just saying,
we know.
no, but I'm just saying, like, you were like, damn, like, I didn't expect that. Or you look at you might have some, you know what I mean? Like,
because I see it.
Yeah.
I see it.
Like
I could, when we have the time and then we can actually practice and there's no like weird like, oh, you know, like oh, you messed up, that's a bad thing, get out of the ring or whatever. Like yeah, you mess up, it's okay, it's perfectly fine. Now let's see you get it. But then once you retried and then you finally got it, it was like, whoa,
yeah,
damn, there's something there, man.
Holy fuck,
there's something there, man. There's something more than just this nervous guy who likes wrestling. There's a lot more, and I know that. But it's hard for you to present that whenever you're all in your mind most of the time.
Very, very. And I had so much fun, and I'm ready for more. So yeah, like, you know, I am officially back in the business, as they say.
Wrestling.
I love it. It's something.
I'm glad that you're back with us, dude. I am 100% glad that you're back with us.
It's something that's been a lifelong dream and goal of mine, and just a business that I appreciate so much and I want to be a part of. I don't think the business owes me anything. If anything, and I was saying this to you a few days ago, I feel like I owe the business something, because it's like all the wonderful memories from watching it and then experiencing some physical memories for myself, some experiences. I feel like it's what the entity that is pro wrestling has given me some of the greatest memories of my entire life.
Me too.
Yeah, and there's something to be said for that.
Where I'm standing in the ring against Matt Hardy, who I grew up watching.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait a minute, this is not on TV. This is crazy.
I'd pee.
I was such a huge, you know, like growing up as a little kid, man, you love that shit.
Yeah.
And it means so much more whenever you're in there and then like you get yourself into this position to be like, whoa, what the fuck? How did I get
Why
myself?
am I here? What am I doing?
What did I do? Like, what?
This is
what?
who? What are
but
you?
But the thing is
like,
that, and then you have a good match and go back to my.
Can you
YouTube.
just do this real quick?
If
just
you
so
guys
I can know.
YouTube Paul Jordane, you'll see Matt Hardy versus Jordane.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about it is, it wasn't a bad match. Great reactions, and you know, like from that standpoint, I've had so many situations like that. Like, not so much now. I don't give a fuck. If you're a wrestler my age or maybe a little bit older, I don't give a fuck. Fuck off. But if you're like Matt, really, fuck off. But if you're like you're just a fucking business associate, get the fuck out of here or I'll break your fucking arm. I don't give a shit. But if it's true. But if you're one of these people who I grew up watching, I have that respect for you.
Yeah.
I don't have respect for you if you're a fucking new age fucking wrestler, cool guy. I don't give a fuck. I'm a wrestler, cool guy too. I get it. I don't give a shit. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I
like,
know what you mean.
don't give a shit about new wrestlers, because we're all new wrestlers. This is our generation. I get it. Wonderful. Great.
Great.
Whoop-de fucking do. But I love...
You're a worker, bro?
You a worker, bro? No,
dude, me
fuck
too.
you. I know.
Me
Fuck
too,
off.
man.
I don't know you. Get out of my face. But like fucking Matt Hardy, or I've had matches like with Goldust. And like just these crazy situations.
That guy can...
He can go, man.
Yeah. He can still go.
Here, I'm gonna kayfabe. No kayfabe anymore. So we were in a match, and we planned like a 5-minute match, and it was a tag match. We planned a 5-minute match, but when we started going, of course, everybody in the match had to listen to Goldust because he was the veteran. So as we were going, Goldust just started calling. He started calling shit.
Yeah.
And we just started having fun. We went 25 minutes in a small little fucking place in Georgia in front of like 100 people. In front of like 100 people.
Yeah. Dusty Rose is probably like, we're not worried about these. Like,
man.
We got 5 minutes. We're fine.
Yeah, but
Let's keep going.
He was having fun.
Yeah.
But we were all having fun, and it was such a great experience for all of us. You know,
Yeah.
it was such a crazy experience. You know,
That's awesome. That's really awesome. Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing too. I've had several experiences. I was, well, for lack of a better term, I was kidnapped and thrown into.
Great. I love that. I love that story though.
We were in Delaware doing a show. Matt Hardy was booked, and me being, everybody knew I was a little Hardy mark, and I just loved the Hardy. And look, I'll be a Hardy mark. They're the goddamn Hardys.
You love what you right.
It's not like It's not like I'm like, oh.
Don't be ashamed of your
Dominic
game,
Mysterio is my favorite wrestler. Like,
no, but don't be ashamed.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
they're legends. I can be fans
are.
of them. It's like
it doesn't matter even if they
Undertaker.
Even if you were like a fucking huge fan of fucking, I'm trying to think of a really bad wrestler from like WCW from back at Ron Reese, and I love Ron Reese, by the way, because he was the Yeti. And I had a match with him.
What is he doing?
Recently, too.
Oh,
I got that happened to me.
They're gangbanging the Hulkster.
That happened to me. That happened to me and Timmy Danger in Atlanta about a year and a half ago. It was during the last Super Bowl. We had a show down there, and oh my God, we had the match, and Yeti was one of the guys there, and it was just fucking hilarious,
That's awesome.
dude. It was so great.
We were tearing the ring down after the show because I was still in my tearing the ring down phase, and I still set a ring up and take it down. I mean, that's just what you do. But what I'm saying is, we were tearing the ring down. Then I just feel my legs get ripped up from under me, and about 3 or 4 guys were carrying me, and the owner of the company was like just laughing. Go, oh, you're gonna meet your childhood hero. Oh, this is gonna be great. And they're like carrying me, like
because you were really trying not. You were trying not to.
Because that's embarrassing. It's not that I don't want to meet the fucking guy. Like, we're all there for the same reason. It's not that I won't meet him, but the way you guys are gonna do this is gonna make me look like a bitch.
Right.
And so we go in through the main locker room. Then there's another door for a smaller locker room. And that's where Matt Hardy was. And they kick the door open and they literally throw me down on the ground. And Matt's like taking his tape off. He's like, what the fuck? You know what I mean? Like, what the hell is going on here? He's good friends with the owner / booker. They go way back, so he was setting it all up for him. Mm-hmm. Oh, this is great.
They really do all go way back, though, so it's perfect, dude. It's so great.
It was a good rib. It was a good rib.
So right.
It was a good rib, and they throw me down, and they're just hamming it up. Oh, he's your biggest fan. He's the whole reason you're the whole reason he's in the business, and oh, he just wants to be like you. The Hardys are the reason I got into the business.
More so Jeff, but
just them as who they are,
who they are,
how you connect, and how you can relate to them. So, I mean, there's a reason that Jeff Hardy's had the kind of history he's had, and people still love him more than they've ever loved him.
Yep.
That's connection on a different level. That's over on a differerent level.
Yep.
So, and
but Matt Hardy has done.
No. I'm not saying he didn't.
But Matt Hardy's. Man,
oh, he's right in there in the mix.
Man, in there in the mix, man.
Yeah, him and his.
There in the mix,
look,
man.
Those are two brothers with some troubled shit, okay?
They figured their shit out.
They just talked about it more with Jeff. Jeff was more out there.
It was more open, right? It was more open.
So that's the only reason I made that point.
Yeah. But then, I just had to defend. I had to be like.
Oh, I had to make sure everybody knew Matt Hardy was just as much of a junkie.
Matt's no slouch. Come on now.
He's no slouch, and he was just as much of a junkie as Jeff used to be. Yeah,
he just wasn't documented.
I'm kidding. I mean that lightheartedly.
Unless you're an inside fan and you paid attention to the websites, then you know.
Yeah.
You do know though.
Yeah, you know, they don't hide it.
Because I was in developmental.
They don't hide it.
Kayfabe again. When I was in developmental, we would have different shows and we would see different guys, and some guys
probably shouldn't be going
probably shouldn't have been out there taking care of their brothers, because their brothers are going to get their neck broken if they're under the influence of anything. Mm-hmm. I don't know who or maybe what or when, how they were getting their drug tests or whatever, but sometimes some people were seemed like they were under the influence. I don't know for sure. You never know.
For sure. But
You never know unless you smell their breath. But then again, there's always diabetics whose breath smell like they had alcohol in them too. So you never really know.
Wait, what does it smell like that? Alcohol in it?
Some. Maybe it's not diabetics, but there's like some people who
Diabetics, that's
smell.
what you said.
There's some people whose breath will smell like they've had alcohol when they haven't had alcohol. Don't quote me on that. I'm sure you already did. But I don't know. I've just had people tell me because I was like, oh, I think this person was drinking. And they were like, well, did they have some type of a weird situation about them? I'm like, I don't know. Smells like they drink a lot of beer. You've been around a lot of people who drank beer, right?
Me.
Steve Weiser, baby.
But so they slammed the door shut. Now it's just they did
Wait a minute. They pick you up. Carry in there. It's like 5 or 6 guys carrying you in there to Matt Hardy. Matt Hardy's just getting dressed. He's just getting his underwear on.
That was afterwards.
Right.
That was after the show. Everybody's blown up. Everybody's ready to go. And he's taking his tape off. And they throw me down in front of him. The owner is just hamming it up. Oh, he's your biggest fan. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Oh, he's dreamed of this moment right here to be in front of you and blah, 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 blah. So then they all leave and just shut the door. And now it's me and Matt Hardy. After all that bullshit, now I'm literally sitting on the floor and I'm like this. And I go, I'm sorry, dude. That's literally what I said. I was like, I'm sorry, dude. I was like, and I told him, I was like, oh, got a Stone Cold thing going on over there. I told him, I was like, these guys are fucking clowns, man. I was like, I'm sorry, man. He's like, nah. He was kind of laughing. He's like, nah, man, don't worry about it. He's like, trust me. I know how the wrestling business can be. And he was like, he got it. He got what they were doing.
And by the way, when he says, I know how the wrestling business can be, we're all a bunch of fucking clowns.
Just a bunch of retards, you know what I mean? Excuse my language.
We're all a bunch of dumb-dumbs. It's true, though.
Yeah, I mean, it's just one of those things.
We are what we are. We are what we are.
And so
that's just a wrestling thing. That's us everywhere.
He continues to, take his tape off and, take his boots off and shit like that. And he's like, well, now here you are. They just did all that. So he's like, and I was like, man, I don't really have anything. I mean, I'm not like that. And I wasn't. I've never have been. I wasn't trying to be cool. But it's like, I've never been the kind of guy that, like, is starstruck or I don't mark out over anybody, as they like to say.
Well,
I was kind of,
dude.
No, inside I was like, I can't believe I'm sitting on the floor right in front of Matt Hardy. Like, this is Matt fucking Hardy.
What a weird fucking situation.
This is Matt fucking Hardy, yeah. And I'm like, but I was like, I'm not going to sit there and be like, oh my God, what was the first match you ever had? Oh my God, what's your favorite color? Oh my God, who was the craziest person you ever wrestled? Like, I'm not like that. In your brain,
were you thinking about that?
No, honestly, I wasn't. I was like, in my brain, I'm like, what do I say? Do I just get up and leave?
And Bernie said diabetic ketoacidosis, I hope I said that right, makes breath smell sweeter like alcohol at times. So there might be some type of.
I think Bernie was even at that show.
Bernie, did you see that?
He may not have actually saw
Jimmy
it.
carried into the into
it was a few years
beautiful.
ago, but I think Bernie was there.
Damn, I hit the ceiling. If I didn't hit the ceiling, I would have got it 100%.
Yeah, it was a show in Delaware, so I don't know how many times. I don't know if Bernie traveled a lot with the company or if he just did the house shows. I'm not sure. I can't remember, but I think he was there. But either way, he may have been there, but he may have been somewhere else, and he didn't see it. But
and Laura had a story with that where she said, "That's awesome, Jimmy. You are following your dream. Good luck. Beautiful." And she said, "Same for me. When I worked security for the PGA and working with guys I grew up watching, it's amazing. And also grew up as a wrestling fan from a kid. So meeting my wrestling idols is just as amazing. 100. That's it's crazy. Like they don't seem real. And you know the one person in the wrestling business who I have not met yet?
Who?
You haven't met him either.
I haven't met him. Stone Cold. I just want to have a fucking beer with him. That's all too. I want.
That's all we want, man.
I want to have a
hang
beer
out with Stone
you.
Cold. I don't even give a shit about the beer, but I'll have a beer with Stone Cold. I will have a beer with Stone Cold, man. Like,
yes.
Oh my God.
That's
the one person in the wrestling business I have not met yet.
Have you met Undertaker?
Yep. Yeah. That was one of the first times I was backstage at WWE. Oof. I walked into wherever the extras were booked, and I walked in and I met this. There was somebody in the corner in my eye but I was just trying to meet that person who I was told to go meet. So I met him, and then I turned around, and it was fucking Undertaker. And I was like, nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Like, part of me, like, hit, and then I was like, manners, nice to meet you. I put my hand out. He was cool. He was cool.
Of course.
We, like, shook a hand, and you know, I was about my way.
There's some people, I don't care how much of a badass you are or how conditioned you are to not be a mark or anything like that. There's some people that I feel like just transcend that. Like,
yeah.
It's the fucking Undertaker.
Undertaker had that for me.
I wouldn't
Undertaker
understand.
Had that for me, dude.
I would say, hey, how are you doing, sir? Or I wouldn't even know what to do.
Yeah,
I'd piss a little bit probably. Like, I don't know.
Just a little bit.
I don't know what to do. Like, I can't. That's a fucking Undertaker, you know? Like, what do I do?
That's why it threw me off, because he was just sitting there hanging out, and I was like, the Undertaker just sits and just hangs out in rooms? Huh. Weird.
I'd go up and like compliment him. I'd be like, "Hey, your skin looks really good. What kind of cream do you use?" Like, just something stupid. Where he's like, "What?
What?"
I'd be like, you know, your skin, your complexion is amazing. I just want to know what kind of face.
I don't think you'd get. That's a lot of sentences right there. You just put in.
I would. Hey,
now you're fucking adding a lot.
Remember me? You know, this fucking little Mark back here, this little jobber. Who the fuck is he? Is he talking about?
This fucking jobber.
Get the fuck out of here! And then as I'm walking away, my tail between my legs, in my head, it's a rib. But like I'm ribbing Undertaker.
Right,
Who
of course.
The fuck am I?
Right.
Yeah, but I'll do it. But as I'm walking away, he goes, "Hey,
we'll do it.
Kid." I'm like, "Huh?" And he's like, "Olay." And then he goes back to doing what he's doing. And I'd melt. I'd be like, I was ripping him, but he actually told me.
But he was,
yeah. But
that'd be the shit if he did. I would like, after watching the Undertaker documentary, I feel like part of him probably would
do that.
He would
do that because he's just
like
redneck.
a regular dude. Yeah,
he's just a redneck from Texas,
He's
and I can say redneck. I'm from South Carolina.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
People don't want to get
redneck
offended.
Even on the list now?
I don't know.
You're not allowed to say redneck anymore?
It might be.
There's so much shit you can't say anymore. I don't know. It's hard for us to even keep up with it. We haven't been kicked off of YouTube, thank the Lord. The Lord.
So we must not be too bad.
All that stuff. So
we must not be too bad.
I don't think we're pretty fucking tame compared to what we used to be. We back in the day, like our shows used to be a little more.
Well, I don't want to talk about it because then people are going to go look for it, and I'm never going to get a job one day. We need to just delete all those videos.
I did most of them. Most of the really bad ones were gone. And I say really bad ones just because we covered like some crazy subjects. We just covered.
We covered crazy subjects, and I had no ambition at the time, and I didn't give a fuck.
You didn't give a fuck. You really didn't give a fuck. You would just go.
I mean, I never said anything too wild, but there may be things, especially today, that would offend some people or hurt their feelings. And these days, that's all it takes is someone's feelings to be hurt, and now you're out of a job.
Yeah, but your feelings being hurt hurts my feelings. So whose feelings matter? You know?
I just you know, but no, I mean, like, you know, and we won't stick on this too much longer. I wasn't trying to really go on a whole tangent on this, but since we are talking about it, I will say that one of my all-time childhood heroes, idols, wrestlers, you know, would be Jeff Hardy. As people know, and I met him at a show. Of course, I didn't work him, but I met him.
Right.
And wow, that was just one of those things. Like, I couldn't believe. And it's always weird. You see these people on TV all these years, and you meet them, and you're like, his head's bigger than I thought.
He's a lot bigger than I thought.
He's bigger than I thought.
He's a lot bigger than I thought.
But
the crazy thing about that is,
how much shit are you on, brother?
well, and this is all public information.
It's all public information.
If you look back at what he got locked up for,
all you got to do. Just look it up.
He was probably on a lot of shit.
And
I'm not just talking about illicit drugs. Bernie has a really good comment. Bernie, our brother from Maryland, he said, sometimes the memory of a conversation or a simple interaction is more special than getting a pic or marking out on someone. 100%. He said now I'm jealous of this, Bernie. He had a 15-minute chat with Owen at Mania 11 Fan Fest, which was amazing, chatting about everything from wrestling to family as he was pulling ribs on fans that would walk by. Just a great guy, gone way too soon and never to be forgotten. And obviously, the wrestling people, we all know who Owen is.
Yeah,
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart.
One of the greatest fucking hearts to have ever laced up the boots. and probably the greatest in my opinion. But I guess in everybody else's opinion, you'd have to have more time for him to be a top guy, a top level guy, to be able to. I just enjoyed Owen Hart.
And
I enjoyed his personality so
he's
much.
such a clown.
And that's nothing
And that
against,
makes
like,
it
because
fun.
Bret Hart obviously is a fucking artiste at professional wrestling, and like the shit that guy could do was just fucking badass.
Yeah.
But Owen Hart, like, I was way more entertained by Owen Hart. I just fucking loved Owen Hart. I was all in with Owen Hart. I am not a nugget.
Yeah. But
You were like that one nugget that won't flush.
I am not a nugget.
It flushes in that nugget that won't go away. You're that nugget.
Gross.
I am not a nugget.
I am not a nugget.
His
funny.
entrance music was, I am not a nugget.
That's
It's the
hilarious.
best. It's
Yeah,
the
man.
best.
Yeah. So just that's, and you know what? What I'm excited for, man, is there's just there are more memories to be made. You know what I mean? There are more roads to be traveled, more experiences to be had, and memories to be made, and that's what I'm just excited because I feel like I'm back in it. I feel like I'm back. I feel like I got a long way to go. I'm not putting the cart before the horse. You know, I'm just saying, like, I am positive. I'm happy. I'm looking forward to it. And you know how the wrestling business can be. Things can go from 0 to 1,000 like that, or it could take some time. It could be a month, 6 months, a year, 2
guarantees.
years.
It's the entertainment of it. There's no guarantee, you know?
But
There's no guarantees
there's
in
no
any of it.
telling what's going to happen and when it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, that's exciting. That's exciting
That's what matters.
because you keep chasing it. You know what I mean? And I think, like you said earlier, we are both in different headspaces. You've been around long enough and been through enough at this point that you could say, you know what, fuck it, I'm done. But you still have that fire in you,
Still love
and
it. It's still fun
there's
to me.
still it's fun. And you, I think, are realizing now too, there are different opportunities that you could take advantage of,
Yeah.
and utilize.
Because when people look at me, they think that I'm a cookie cut. Like, I should be a cookie cutter type wrestler.
yeah,
But that wasn't how I grew up. That wasn't like what I grew up watching. That wasn't what I grew up thinking, and the way that my mind worked with everything. And I've got some backyard wrestling footage of my stuff that would make you be like, oh, why? What was wrong with y'all?
we got to get some of that one day.
Oh, I got them. Oh, I got them right over here. And one of my friends who owns NHW, New Heights Wrestling, down in Florida, who I was helping, produce their shows down there, he has, like, the rest of the footage. He has, like, all of our footage. So eventually I'll show a little bit. I'll show some tidbits of our old school backyard wrestling, because
Just because I think it'd be fun.
we were doing some very violent stuff. But, like, it's funny because when you look back at it, it's like, they had an idea of what they wanted to do, not
Right.
too bad, not great, not good, especially after you get wrestling training and then you watch it and then you're like, oh man, you're going to destroy your necks, guys.
But yeah,
And Laura
no,
said, say whatever the fuck you want. LOL. What is she talking about?
maybe
Did we
maybe
say that we
she
didn't want to say what we want?
maybe
We
she
are saying
came
what we
in.
want.
Yeah, but I mean, maybe she came in on so still tight on money, fellas. Sorry, brother. She may have came in on when we were talking about I don't want to say certain things or whatever the case
Oh,
is.
yeah.
So I think it's going to be either way, man. I'm excited for the future. I'm excited for everything that we have going on. I think it's all very positive, and for the first time ever, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I know the life I'm meant to live. I know why I was put here.
Yeah.
And I know that's some weird shit
Yeah.
to say, and it's, oh, yeah, you were meant for it, you were born for it. I get it. That's all kind of cheesy. But, like, dude, I know I wasn't put here to work at McDonald's. I know I was, and Gene Simmons said it best himself. I was listening to him one time, and he goes, he was talking to Chris Jericho. He was on his podcast. It was when I was trying to find that one night. I couldn't find it. But he was like, you and I are not those people. Now, no disrespect to those people. We need those people. We need those service people. We need people to build stuff for us. We need people to cook stuff for us. We need people to clean stuff for us.
But you have a different calling.
But we are not those people. He was like, I'm calling it what it is. That's just what it is. He was like, there's a reason that you got into the profession that you're in and you had the kind of success that you've had. And for me, I feel like I've never given myself that opportunity to have that success. For you, my observation is you've done all the things that you felt like you should be doing to get that type of success. But I think now you're starting to realize you weren't doing what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
And you weren't, you know what I mean? Like you were doing what you thought everybody else wanted you to do.
Right.
Not what you wanted to do.
Right.
And I think lately we've been doing what we've been wanting to do.
We're getting there now. We're getting there.
And you see how these little things start falling into place. You're like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I think that's magical.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I know we've been on this conversation for a minute now.
Well, this is almost 2 hours, so this is almost the whole show right here. So this is the show right here. So, but it's good because it's talking about like all these different little mental battles that you have in yourself, and then trying to overcome them, and then trying to realize like, oh no, there's still some time, and it's never too late to work on your things that you want to fucking accomplish, and you just have to get out there and just do it. Just go. Just rock and roll. Keep
rock
it
and
moving.
roll, man.
Even though the
Always
coronavirus is here to kill us all, even though, like, what is it? Like, the deaths aren't as bad as they were, but there's still a lot of numbers that are coming out where there's more people getting coronavirus. So we'll see how it all goes. None of us know anything about coronavirus. All that we know is, we're just not allowed to go anywhere, do anything yet, except for train. But even though when you go to training, they check your fever and make sure that you're all good and, all that other good stuff. And for the next shows that I have coming up, I'll have, see, I am getting tired. It is, it's all
a little sleepy.
Guys. But no, I've got some coronavirus tests that I have to take for our shows that are coming up because, people want to just make sure that we're not spreading that virus to anybody and all that other good stuff. And, so we're all abiding by whatever type of rules that we can. But if you get an opportunity, watch some Five Finger Death Punch, and that'll probably give your opinion on.
Oh, that's funny.
The most recent Five Finger Death Punch music video, and that'll give you more of an opinion on how we all feel.
Feel about it.
So that's all I can say about that. I think it's called Living the Dream.
Living the Dream.
I'm pretty sure it's something like that.
Anything from their new album.
If it starts off with zombies carrying toilet paper, you'll get the idea. Mm-hmm. And my next match is what is it? October?
Is that the end of November or is it the December?
I don't remember. I think it's the end of November. I'm pretty sure it's the end of November. And then I have an Alabama show in December. So my next match is going to be in November, but I'll keep you guys updated with that. I got to film a promo probably tomorrow for that show coming up, so we can try to promote that a little bit. So that's what I got going on. I got a couple of matches. Nothing really big right now because most of the shows are out in people's backyards. And
it's because of the COVID shit.
Yeah, have you been seeing a lot of matches of people like wrestling
in trailer parks and in someone's backyard? Yep, I've seen them. And they're all live streaming to fucking 10 people that are watching it.
It's I'm not into it. I had a guy write me the other day, and he was like, hey, man, you want to join my Battle Royal? Nah. Oh, you mean like a Royal Rumble thing? No, thank you.
You want to join my
I'm not
Battle
interested.
Royal?
I don't give a shit. No, I'm not interested in that. That's boring to me. What I want to go in there?
I'm sorry. I will say, if you don't want to say, which I don't think you wouldn't say, I think your stock is a little bit higher than that.
Yeah. Come on now.
So,
look at me.
Yeah. But I had a quote. Now, we kind of went past this a little bit with what we were just saying, but I had a quote pulled up that at this point is like saving my life. You know what I mean?
What is it?
Not saving my life, but I definitely live by it. The quote says, life is not perfect. Every human being is flawed. Every human being makes mistakes, but it's never too late to come back. You can always turn things around.
Say that one more time now. Because I really like that, but you fucked it up because you've been drinking Steve Weisers.
Life is not perfect. Every human. I fucked up again.
I'm trying to get you to do it. Can you just do it one time?
I got it. All right. Life is not perfect. Every human being is flawed. Every human being makes mistakes, but it's never too late to come back. You can always turn things around.
That's a good proverb right there.
And I think that's a strong. My phone is at 1%, so I'm getting off the chats. Oh, look at that. We have technology.
We do have technology. What?
Oh, come on, you bitch. Oh,
we've been here this whole time. You got to call me a bitch.
No, I was saying.
How does it not? That's an Apple charger.
There it goes. Trust his computer.
Import pictures? Yes.
Yikes. But
that's a good quote though.
That is a very good quote because, like, for me, it's like life isn't perfect, man. Everyone's flawed. We all make fucking mistakes, and a lot of people get in this rut, this ditch where they're like, "It's too late now. I've fucked up too many times.
I can't do it.
It's too late now. I can never do it." But it's not too late.
Even you and I have had those conversations where we were like, man, is it really worth it? Is it like, should we blah, blah, blah? And then it's like, well.
Right, to think it's never too late. You can always turn things around. Mm-hmm. And I like that line. You can always turn things around. Doesn't matter what you've been through, what you've done, the mistakes you've made, the bad calls that you've made. You can turn shit around, look at where you are now, and go, okay, my past is my past. I can't change where I've been, but I could change where I'm going. That's something I've been saying to myself lately. I'm pretty sure somebody else came up with that. I didn't read it anywhere. I said it to myself. I'm not saying I created it. That's a pretty easy statement, or quote. But for whatever it is, like I thought of it. And I said it to myself. I said I can't change where I've been, but I can change where I'm going.
Exactly.
So I think that works for everybody, and
it's important.
Fuck the mistakes you've made. Fuck it. Learn from it. You're done with it. It's in your rear view, as they say, and just move forward and try to do the best you can every single day to get back to where you want to be, and then some. Yep. And that's the thing, to get back to where you want to be or get to where you want to be, period, and then more.
Right, exactly.
So that's my... I'm going to shut the fuck up.
Yep, I'm going to hit up the comments one last time before we rolled out of here. Laura said, I was hanging out with Ric Flair and I was hanging out with Ric Flair the day Roddy Piper died. A great day turned tragic. The memory will stay with me forever, 100%. And also Laura said, nope, you can't leave talking to me till I meet you. Yeah, I'll definitely meet you, Laura, 100%. You know that? Next time, we're going back up to Massachusetts. You know that. And Bernie has a Paul Jordane having to go pee joke. He said he'll go in, do the bushwhacker butch across the ring, over the top and out the other side of the ring. Goes back to the back and is asked, what the hell did you do that for? And what is my reply going to be?
I have to go pee.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Bernie said, I had to pee.
Imagine somebody did that.
Don't want me to strain in the ring, do you? I don't want to stay in the ring.
Imagine somebody did that. They fucking went in. They fucking went out as soon as they got in, and they run to the back. So, what the hell was that? I got to take a shit, brother.
I had to, my bladder. Did you want to trust my bladder? I don't think so. And, thank you, Laura. Laura knows my dates better than I do. She said November 20th. Toxic Waltz. That's the and we're going to be announcing that very soon with what's going to be going on with that. So that's going to be a very fun one. You got anything else before we rolled out of here, brother?
I don't believe I have anything else to say.
Right on.
Well, I've said a lot.
Right on. I think we all have everything that we had to say tonight. Thank you guys for joining us. This was another fun night of our Friday night try. We appreciate you and we love you. But now it's Saturday, so technically we shouldn't be online anymore, right?
It is?
It's Saturday now, yep, 12:02, brother.
Jesus Christ, yeah, we got to get the fuck out of here.
Yep, we got to get out of here. So we love you, and make sure that you love us. say goodnight,
Yeah.
say goodbye, and all that other good
Thank
stuff.
you so much, everyone. You're so kind and stuff.